Hello everyone, and welcome back to Minecraft Creative Mode. Well, last time we looked up the hill from World Spawn to create this, the entryway to what is going to be our future keep. We cleared off this hilltop, we did this sort of foundation laying out work for what our keep is going to look like, and we did a bunch of construction work making this gatehouse and the walls and the towers look like how we want them to. Yes, thank you. We've laid out a little path here that will be the beginnings of the way up the mountain. We're not going to focus too heavily on that for now. We are going to continue today with making this entry area, and then hopefully getting on to build the walls around the keep proper. And theoretically, this might go noticeably quicker than last time because we now have the magic of knowing what it is we're building, and so being able to just copy and paste with the magic of World Edit. Yep, World Edit's still working. We have sections that are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 across. So really what we want is to figure out where our tower is going to be here. And then what is going to be 7 from that. Now, one of the interesting things, I suppose, is that these two towers that we're going to put in here at these corners, they are going to be different in design from this corner tower. Because this tower here, this is effectively going to be a sort of a T-junction of the walls. So we're going to have walls continuing on this way, over to some tower over there. And we have a wall coming out here to join up this opening courtyard. And we have a wall coming out here to this tower. And then this tower is also going to be a T-junction, but it's going to be a T-junction in a different direction, because this one, the outwards facing, if you like, is here, with the wall down the middle of it. But on this tower, the outwards facing is over here, with no wall in it. So we want to make a T-junction tower, if you like, that can also be seamlessly fit along here. And then we can just make that design be our tower design. So first, I want to get where the center line of this wall is. I want to have that lined up. So you are. So we've got this two, and then this is the outside line of the wall. Got it. So the wall is coming along here because it's a wall with a space down the middle that you can walk through. I don't know if real castle walls really had that. I don't particularly care if real castle walls had that. I'm going to have it anyway. But it would be neat to know. If we can mark out like this. So we know this is where we need our sort of center points to be of the wall of the tower. And then we need to be thinking about things like depth. Because my thinking is I'm going to do basalt pillar, jaggedy side, and then 3 of wall, and then jaggedy side, basalt pillar. I need to think of a better term for these bits than, quote, jaggedy sides, but that's what we're going with for now. The other thing, of course, is that we have this Humpty that we're fitting on. And then we need to figure out what we're going to do with sort of depth. Because out the front here we've got sort of effectively a depth of 2. I think I may want this wall section with a depth of 4. So if I do this, I can actually just sort of stand, let's say here. See where that takes us to. That's actually probably going to be about the right spot. Almost by pure chance. Because then we have a jaggedy bit here, and then we have the wall straight away. Okay, marvellous. Oops. I need to actually flip it. I probably want to pull out this, as I'm calling it, Humpty bit, just slightly, so that I can bring this down to ground level. These need to be something different. They need to be corner box. I'm not actually certain why they're not corner box, honestly. Because these ones managed to survive as corner box. Deep slate brick stairs. Shape equals inner left, corner. Let's try that for now. Nope, half equals top. There we go, marvellous. I also seem to have somehow managed to get this in the wrong position. I'm not quite sure how I did that. You're fixed now. You. Yes, there we go. Okey-doke, marvellous. So now on each side we need steps, upright steps. You. And like you. If I just knock this inside, then I've got a clear space that I can sort of grab and select onto. I'm going to fill this in for now, although I'll still be punching holes in it to make traversable sections of wall. You're mostly lined up. Don't need this marker anymore. Because I know where the wall's coming from now. Now on this one, I've got jagged wall on the front. Now it's flush on the back. But I think for this tower, for this tower design, I may. So I've got 3 thickness of wall. Because I want it to stand out and be visible on the reverse side. So I might have another quote-unquote jaggedy bit and another pillar so it sticks out a little bit. One, two, three. Then pillar. Again. There we go. You're not lined up. Let's go around a bit too here. Okay. Grab you. Let's reset that block, that's annoying. That's fine, fix that. And then we can stack 10 up to start with. How are we doing on height? We are almost perfect. Yes, okay, we've achieved height parity. Not sure yet if we want height parity, but it's a good start. Now on this reverse side, I want to have actually, should I level? I should just level this now, really, shouldn't I? going to make our life easier. Oh, sorry, sheep. Oh, get out the way, you daft woolly animal. There we go. This sheep has also now decided to be in this wall. So I'm sure is a marvellous idea. Okay, so we want the daily bits up the side. Go on, get lost. You're getting in my way. And the basic is going to be just a wall. But having just a wall is going to be extremely boring to look at. So what I might do is put in these. See how that looks. In fact, did I on the front have... Yeah, I had ones that go up like this. And alternate. And that's actually, I should actually check. So they are at the top. They are out. So something like that. And then we'll have a doorway in here. But of course, on some of the designs there's going to be a wall here, isn't there? Where's that all going to go? It's going to go there. Okay. So we actually want it like there, and there. Okay, awesome. And the other version will have just a door on the way in. There we go, marvellous, and I have managed to do this correctly, which I don't think I did before. I've also managed to need a giant tower of purple wool. That's fine. Okay, so I'm quite happy with this for a tower design. There we go. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So now what we need to do is we need to figure out how much distance we have between these two towers. Oh, blimey. Could just see through the world then a little bit. Right, so we know these are on the same height and same row. So there are 37 blocks here, including these two. The nearest multiple of 7 is going to be 35, which leaves a space of 1 on each side. which might be achievable. We've got a space of 1 on this side, and that works out. No, we don't. We've got a space of 2 on this side. So if we knock that down by 7, that then becomes 28. And we've got a space of 3, 5 on one side, and 4 on the other side. Which is inherently displeasing. I will admit. Well, we'll see how... We'll see how... There's about a 50% chance of this going right. Or a 0 chance if I forget that I'm supposed to be 1 off. But otherwise, that went well. I want to grab... I want to go from you to you, and then stack you 5 times. My maths are off, apparently. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're where you're supposed to be. You are not where you're supposed to be. Interesting. 5 times 7 is definitely 35, right? So not including this block and this block, there should be 35. Hang on a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That's 37. I've got a 7 wide thing. So this You to here, that's 6. Ah, okay. Yes, okay. I'm seeing what the problem is. Right. Hello. Oh, it's a Big Bad BG in the chat. What's this I'm building? I'm building, supposedly, a fort, a keep. Currently, I've just... Hi. It's always nice to have someone actually know. I say no, at least recognise. Yeah, so I've got a little gatehouse, and I've got some towers, and I'm just currently struggling with my inability to do maths about walls. But there's nothing particularly new about that. Me struggling with maths. Right. Okay, we've actually got a 6 size repeating section. Which may or may not make things easier. Yeah, it's looking good and menacing so far. Thanks. I'm thinking that this keep is going to be part of sort of a fairly kind of oppressive and dystopian society. My thought, for as far as world building goes, is we have our world spawn location here, which is obviously kind of one of the most ancient places in the world. But because it provides a continuous source of new labor into the world as people come in, anyone who can just kind of sit and militarily control this area basically has unlimited free labor coming into the world. And I feel like that's definitely the sort of thing that drives dystopian kind of indentured servitude / slavery dependent civilizations, without wishing to get too deep. Right, we've got 37 here, 37 distance, with a repeating section of 6, and then +1 on the end. So I can't be up to full 37, so it has to be 31, which means I want to build in 3, I think? Oops. Let's try this. Do we have... So then we'll have a column here. Do we then have 1, 2, 3, 4? Okay, we can't fit that in exactly symmetrically. No, we can. I've just put it in the wrong place again. That's fine. I will get this. I will get this. One, two, three. One seemed to be able to undo, redo a bunch of changes. Yeah, so I'm using World Edit. It's... I absolutely would not be able to do any kind of projects of this scale without it. I think I built the spawn structure without World Edit, and that took me so long. It's extremely helpful. Honestly, I miss it any time when I'm playing any kind of Minecraft game, even like survival mode, without World Edit. Right, okay. We now have a nice 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yes. Okay, we've achieved symmetry at last. Are you familiar with World Edit, Big Bad VG? Not too much, just know it's useful for making big changes. I can do a sort of a mini explainer if you want to know how it works. I mean, it's, I think to some extent, fairly obvious from what I'm doing as to how some of the basic stuff works. The principle of it is you define cubic regions by whacking them with this block for position 1, and then right-clicking for position 2, and then you draw a cuboid between them. And then you can do various like copy and paste operations or what have you between them. So at the moment, what I've done is I've used this purple block to mark out the corner, and I've also forgotten to delete it because I'm a fool. And then the stack command basically duplicates your selection one time after the other. So because I'm using it on a selection that's only one deep, and I'm stacking downwards, it just layers on top of each other to create a nice big homogeneous wall. Just a second ago I used the contract command. So expand and contract will change the boundaries of your selection. And then there's the move command, which will obviously move everything in your selection by a certain number of blocks. Hopefully that will work. Marvelous. I think so for the most part. That. I'll look on the side. Okay, certainly, if you're willing, like I am, to supplement it with a little bit of work of your own, then it's not too much of an issue. Down a little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Should take us to there. Excellent. And now I need to go up to go over the walls, rather than being able to fly under them. Oops. Hello, chicken. This is the problem. I'm having a problem with these corner stairs, because I want the aesthetic of the corner stair, but I want to have to bother putting a whole extra block of stair on the inside, because I find that tedious. So I've just been setting these stairs with commands, but that means that sometimes when the blocks next to them update, yeah, it really did. Sometimes when the blocks next to them update, they revert back to how they kind of want to be facing, if you will. Which means every so often I need to kind of do a little bit of a check and see, do I have lots of holes in my walls? I think somebody's been undermining my wall. That's not good. I'll take you. And just stack you on. Actually, I've been flying up and over. The other thing that I can do with World Edit, and probably should be doing, is it has commands for travel. So I can type through like that to fly through something. And then if I plop a block up here, I can type... Damn, Sapper's getting underwater again. Yeah, I can type slash ascend or just slash ask to hop up, and then desk to descend. And that's also good for finding random caves, if you ever want to do that. Although this random cave is really, really unhappy with my shader, for reasons I'm not entirely clear about. It's probably because my shader is heavily out of date by this point. I've been using this shader without bothering to update it since 1.16 at least. There we go. It also, World Edit, so the other thing World Edit has, that I haven't used too much of because I'm not very proficient at it, is you can take any tool apart from the axe. So the axe is what's called the wand, it's what you use for selecting. But any other tool, you can bind brushes to it. So I could, for example, sure, a sphere of acacia leaves, there's 5 on the side. So I can just blob leaves all over the place if I want to. And you can use this for kind of moderately organic drawing if you want to make like tendrils, or if you want to terraform on large scales. I haven't been doing that. The only thing I've used the brushes for is that there's a smoothing terrain tool. So this hilltop up here was originally a lot kind of harsher and more pointy, and I smoothed it all out so that it's actually something I can consider building on. I also did some large-scale deforestation, which is probably why there's a floating beehive here. Okay, so we have our walls down on this side. We have our base tower design. Now what I want to do... I've lost my wool. I don't know if this is a thing that other people do. I sort of assume that everyone who does any significant amount of building in Minecraft must do this, but I've never seen anyone else do it. I use copious quantities of brightly coloured walls for marking things out. So I've got the path into the gate marked out by one colour wall. I've got the positions of towers and such marked out by a different colour wall. Have you ever seen anyone else do that? Because I can't be the first person to have come up with that. It's not a particularly interesting idea. I'm just surprised I've never ever seen it. Right. I'm gonna stand here. So what I've done here is I've selected the top of my new tower, because I want to have basically the same tower design over here. So I'm going to cheat and copy paste it. That does, however, require me knowing where I need to stand exactly. You've not really watched any Minecraft building stuff, not for a fair few years. Oh, well, I'm glad that I managed to entice you in. Oh, I wasn't that far off with my first estimate of where this wall was going to be, was I? Right. Okay. Now the other thing I need to figure out is how far away this is from. So the wall is... the outside of the wall is here. got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 along. So in theory, I go to here, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and stand here. Right, so I've got that. So I've copied the top of that tower to the clipboard. I now need to rotate it, which may or may not rotate in the right direction. Then I can hopefully just paste it. Ah, what I've done there is I've rotated it in the wrong direction. There we go. That's fine. And now, hopefully, it should be down the middle. Yes, marvelous. Ah. Less marvelous is I've lined it up wrong on this side. Gosh darn it. So I actually want to stand here. Okay, now we're all properly lined up. So we're going to have our wall coming along here. Yes, okay, marvellous. I've knackered a bit of this little hillock. This is probably okay. I'll put it in. Oh, I've also knackered a pig. Oh, I'm sorry, friend. Did you get smushed by my wall? Oh, I can't even pick up his bacon. What's my inventory? Oh my god, my inventory is full of junk. This is all the junk you accumulate in your inventory while you're messing around in creative mode. Can we have a moment's silence for that random pig? Now, the next thing to think about is I've got to do... No, I want to build you up first, actually. Rather than messing about trying to figure out walls while you're still only 1 high. Poor pig. Okay, let's try 13 high. That's not high enough. Let's try 23 high. That is 2 blocks too tall. 21. Oops. Uh-oh, I don't know what I did there. Ah! What I've done here is instead of stacking it upwards, I've replicated my tower. Oh dear. Oh dear. Dizzy, what are you doing? It's not what you're supposed to be doing. I can tell you that much for nothing. Right, look upwards. So that the commands like move and stack and expand and contract, all of those directional commands, they are very clever in that they will, if you don't specify direction in your commands, they'll just read whatever direction you're facing. And the problem with that is that you have to remember to be facing in the right direction, and also sort of occasionally, you can be facing kind of off at this odd diagonal, and then it's about 50-50 as to which direction it's going to pick. Okay, let's now do some more counting. Then we can get back to doing some bad maths like we did when you arrived. Okay, so this section along here is 41 blocks long. The nearest multiple of 6 is going to be 36, plus 1 to end it off is 37, which means we've got 2 blocks on each side, I think. 1, 2, and then the one that we stand on. Up, grab you, and then I want to be standing on here. No, I don't. I want to be standing on here. So the way the copy and paste system works is it copies and rotates and stuff, everything with respect to where you stand when you hit the copy command. So you have to make sure if I know I'm going to be standing here when I hit paste, and I know I can work out where I need to stand when I hit copy in the first place. Otherwise, you'll end up with things off to awkward sides. Has that worked? That's worked. I have just remembered that I need to go back in, because on this side you can see I've got big chunky pillar supports. I actually do need to go and put those in over there. I'll remember to do that as soon as I finish this bit of wall, I reckon. Okay. So now I need to stack 5. Oh, I seem to have missed you. That's a shame. I've got you now. Stack 5 to get over here, and then we've got 2 blocks, and I managed to do it symmetrically. First time. Oh yeah. Now, how many did it take us to get up? It took us 21 to get up. So let's stack 19 down for now, see how good we are at clearing ground. Yeah, I think that works. We do now have the unfortunate problem that we have multiple sections that we now need to stack further down. And I'm lazy. Which is the biggest, the real, true biggest handicap in Minecraft. Stop. Oopsies. And bring you up by 1. Oh dear. Stack 1, there we go. Now I also need to bring you out 1 this way, god damn it. Good. Because I'm lazy, I flick through my list of like pre-made commands that I've already executed, rather than typing out new commands. And then I act surprised when it goes much more awkwardly than if I just bother to type out the command fresh again. You need to be like that. And then bring you down by 1 till you reach here, and then I think at this point it's going to be easiest to do this bit by hand. Why? Oh, there's nothing there. Like, I'm clicking and nothing's being put down. It's because there's nothing to put it on, forehead. What have we got left to do on this side? Yeah, okay, this is going to be fine to do manually as well. Up, up. I don't like how this looks here. So I'm going to make this, yeah, reshape the hill so it looks like that. Cover up an exposed stone. We can leave these bits of stone because they look kind of artistic. They look more natural. Yes, sheep. Bad to you too. Oh, I forgot to do these properly. There we go. Okay. Is that now even along the bottom? It is, apart from I've missed you there. Wonderful. Everything look good on the bottom on this side. Yes, it does. Marvellous. Let's also double check from inside the walls. Oh, claustrophobia activate. Right. Oops, don't want you. Is this level of attention to detail necessary? Probably not. I'm nearly going to say no one's going to see this, but this is being broadcast to the internet and then recorded for all posterity. So, you know, yes, people are seeing it. People are literally watching it in real time. Thanks. I know that some people can make really very intricate looking fort designs, and they have massively elaborate walls with kind of repeating sections that are, you know, the repeating section is a square section of wall, whereas I've got a repeating section that's just kind of like one layer of wall. Except for the unfinished wall, that's fine. But yeah, some people can do like truly staggeringly amazing things that I would never even conceive of. How high up do you go? You go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks off the ground. So I probably don't want to go too many more than 6 blocks off the ground up here. I might eke it up to 7 for you, just because of where this little thing around you is. It's going to disguise that bottom block. And then we got 1, 2, 3. I'm zooming in on this block, expecting the little block outline to appear, but I assume it's a setting of my shader, but that doesn't appear for me at the moment. So I'm just going to be sorely disappointed if I'm waiting for it. And then, how much further up do you go? 1, 2, 3, 4. Another 4 blocks. Marvelous. Oh, no, okay, that is the right height. I probably could and should find some way of copy pasting this, to be honest. Otherwise, we'll all be here forever. Uh-oh. Falling off. How does that look? Excellent. I'm glad you like them, BG. They were originally thought up from. Oh, I don't know where I put that. What's going on down here? Okay, there's just a really deep hole there. That's fine. Because originally I had this slight bit of sort of support on the outside, and then on the inside it was literally just plain boring old wall. Originally it didn't even have these bits sticking out, so it was just flat, and it looked extremely boring. And I didn't want to copy the outside onto the inside, but I didn't know what I did want to do, so I fiddled around with a few variations on this kind of theme until I found a sort of support style that I liked. Is that all of them? Yes, that's all of them. Marvellous. Let's go on to this side. How does the floor level vary? I'm just gonna do from scratch on this side. Now, this might mess up slightly the walls. We'll have a look. No, they seem to have taken to it well. Sometimes the walls, if you copy and paste from something where they've got a connection over here, but they don't have a connection to the destination. Oh no, actually, look, they have. They've done this. So they're trying to connect to a block over here, even though there isn't one. That's easily fixed, though. Just need to clean up these ones at the bottom. Yeah. There we go, marvellous. And we have some walls. And we now can make even more walls. This apparently is just a live stream of copy and paste since you got here, BG. There was some plenty of work done early on the tower design, but right at the moment it is literally just me grabbing lots of walls and putting them in the right place. Are you different heights? No, you are the same height. Marvellous. Yes, this is the right place. Ah, you're also 37. That means I can just copy this one wholesale. That's the best news I've had in ages. That was pure accident. What block is this? This is going to be the front because it's facing into this courtyard. On the right hand side. So I'll stand here. Now, take your bets. I reckon I want to rotate it minus 90. And then it'll come off to my left. It will. Has that lined up properly? It has. Oh yes. I have not yet invented words for my level of Minecraft mastery. We can do one more. We also need to ditch the purple markers now. Right. Hang on. I'm lost. Nope. Oh god. Really? That wasn't down enough for you? That wasn't me looking down? There we go. I want to bring in another one. Stack it down one. I want to bring in another two. Bring it down another one. What was I trying to do there? So what I'm doing at the moment is I started off having the top layer selected all the way to each side, and now I'm trying to conform it. Oh, before the game decided to do that, I was trying to stack this little subsection I have selected down to here, which is 12 blocks below where my selection is, so I need to stack it 12. And I was, as I mentioned before, it's a bit finicky with which way I was looking. So I was looking at this kind of diagonal down angle because I wanted to see it to make sure it had happened properly. And the game... see, the game itself doesn't actually register an up-down direction for you to look in. So that's obviously something that World Edit is trying to look for itself. But whatever it was, World Edit decided that this was not looking down, this was looking in this direction. And so it just splurged wall across the sky. 15. Marvelous. You know the old adage, with great power comes great responsibility. Well, World Edit gives you great power. And if you don't use it sensibly, you end up with that. Okay, have we hit the ground? We have. We could do this bit by hand. Well, next time I'll add a little bit to the description where this game is described as angry human shouts at world. Then everyone will know what to expect. Right, what have we got here? Class title. Theoretically, it may be possible for me to update this live. Well, I've hit the done button on OBS. You'll have to let me know if that's actually worked. Right, okay, there we go. Is that all down? No, it's not quite worked. Need to do this here. Shouts at stones as you creased. I was going to say something, and then you getting quote creased made me quote creased, so I couldn't even get it out. Oh dear. Let's 4, 5, 6. Let's probably add one more so that it's level with this lot. So I have a little application, Chatty, I think it's called. Yeah, that gives me little pings whenever anyone speaks, because otherwise I just miss when everyone comes into the chat because I'm so in the zone. But it's quite behind, so it took a solid 2 minutes then from me changing the stream name for Chatty to realise that I changed the stream name and then tell me that I changed the stream name. He's sort of the always the last to know. Okay, I don't have a paste nearby. Ah, we have another person in chat. Phelan Theria? Am I pronouncing that correctly? I hope so. You join us for the section where we build lots and lots of walls around our little fort. I don't want to do that one. These ones are probably going to have to be sort of bespoke. Oh, apparently there's a hefty delay on the stream. I would love to say that I know how to fix such things as those, but I'm afraid I do not. Close, very close. Good job. About 20 seconds. God, that's loads of time. That's years. You could conquer kingdoms in those 20 seconds. Or build them, hopefully. Delay test message has just come through. So whenever you sent that, that's how much delay there is. Did I do that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, okay, I can count. 8 seconds. Okay, 8 seconds is manageable. The time it took you to read the message, I already conquered 2 kingdoms and about to conquer 2 more. What are you playing, BG? Or is that just a generic reference? Right, am I happy with these? I think I am, you know. Gosh. Okay. We have towers and walls and things like that. It's all actually looking like it's worked quite well. Nice build, by the way. Oh, thank you! I'm going to try again. Philanethria? Was that closer or further away that time? Very worth a follow. Oh, thank you very much. You probably don't need me to say this to you, but you know, every follow, every person talking in chat, they all really count. Right. I hate this command. Do deep slate brick stairs. Half is top because they're upside down. Shape is inner left, and then facing just sort of take a wild punt and get it wrong. Okay. There we go. Marvelous. Only took 2 tries. Ah, you see, your problem there, BG, was expecting me to remember something I'd said more than 20 seconds ago. Okay. I'm happy with this. I'm happy with how these outsides look. I'm not happy with you. What are you doing? Get with the program. Phelan Theria. Phalanethria. Theria. Phalanethria. Phalanethria? As in Etheria, as in like Ethereum, the cryptocurrency. And then... Okay, wonderful, marvellous. Also, apologies for mentioning cryptocurrency in chat. I understand that that is grounds to be purged from Twitch on its own. Right, the next thing I have to do is the thing I've been putting off doing, because now that we've got all these lovely towers and lovely walls, I have to put a top on them. You've just refreshed, hoping that will solve the delay issues on your end. I suspect, honestly, that the delay issues are probably on my end, at least primarily. Although I suppose if you've got 20 seconds and Phalanethria has only 8 seconds, then maybe that is a new problem. But my internet connection is not the best, let's put it that way. How on earth do I make this taller? Not taller, how on earth do I put a top on this? What will look good? Okay, we'll focus on just this section for now, because this is the repeating unit, and then anything else we can sort of jiggle with. Oh, for goodness sake. If I put you here, will you... No, you won't connect. That's annoying. Okay, what if I put you like that? Put you like that. Then have you just be a block. How am I feeling about that? Because then we have this nice little hole which you can shoot downwards onto, which has a name. The name might be Maculations, but that may also be something else in castle building. I'll just put you like that. And then on top, if I put a half slab, then that's kind of a sensible height. See down, you can shoot over. That all looks good to me. Do I want it like that? I may want a different block there. I might even want to just put actually that there and there. And you on top. Yes, okay, I'm liking that. And we could probably do the same thing. Oops. Same thing on the other side. Oh, I'm not doing that. Okay. As a crenellation design, I quite like that. I feel like up top, you feel like you've got lots of space. Oh, what if I make that one lower? No, it doesn't work as well. I feel like up top you've got loads of space, and I think from outside, you know, that's going to look nice and up and downy. I may knock these caps off. So you've got more height difference. Yeah, okay. We're going to roll with this as our little repeating section. What do I need to do to select this properly? Got one up there. Then to here. We'll go to the outside one. This is Java. Yes, this is Java Edition, and I'm using the World Edit mod for kind of quick and easy copy and pasting. Nope. It would be quicker and easier if I could remember which way the rotations happened. Ah, you're a Bedrock player. I've tried Bedrock extensively, specifically on the Switch. I just absolutely cannot get myself to think, I like this more than Java. You know, like, I understand that most of the differences between them now are fairly incidental. But, you know, even things as tiny as messing with the controls on a console just really, I find it so much more awkward to do. Although I can understand why a lot of the competitive formats are popular on console, because they feel maybe slightly smoother than on Java Edition. You don't have a PC? I'm somewhat impressed that you don't have a PC in what I might call this day and age. Or unless you just mean you don't have a PC that can play Java Edition, which is fair because it can be fairly hefty. Right, there we go. Some nice crenellated walls. They're not finished yet, obviously. So I need to do something with the towers. Java has more difficult codes and commands than Bedrock. Does it? I'm not sure if I've actually played Bedrock with commands on. 1 second. You like it that way? Okay, that's fair. I mean, you know, obviously there are plenty of people out there who absolutely adore Bedrock Edition. There's a reason why it's become the standard. I'm just going to be sad when one day Bedrock ends up being the version that gets kind of all the new features first and Java feels left behind. Failing Etheria, I'm going to field that question to you because I don't know. I think I want my towers to be taller than the surrounding walls, definitely. I don't think I want them to be like a full level taller. I think I just want them to be a couple blocks taller. So I'm going to grab this. Move to here. Bedrock is too easy. You want to learn some real coding. Believe it or not, Minecraft is a pretty good starting point. Is it? I mean, I know people do make kind of ridiculous computer projects and whatnot in Minecraft. How much taller do you need to be? Yeah. That much taller? Or do you need to be one more? I don't think you need to be one more. I think that should be fine. Yeah, that should be a fine height. Now, I'll leave the sides for now because there's going to be attaching. They're going to be attaching to the walls there. Actually, no, I won't, because I got to do that side anyway. Right, we'll start with the front though, because the front's still going to be easier. And oops, my nice little alternative pattern got slightly messed up there, but that's fine. You're turning 16 this month with no real goals in life other than coding and game engines. I think that is a perfectly fine way to be, fellow Etheria. When I was 16, I had a very clear idea of what it was I wanted to do, and I ended up not doing it. So I don't think it's particularly bad to, start with no idea, because even if you had an idea, it might not be the way that you go anyway. No, I need you here, don't I? No, I need this to be an overhang. Okay. I'm gonna figure this out, don't worry. Marvelous. I don't need these on my hotbar. Go away. There we go, that's perfect. What are we thinking? What are we thinking about that tower top? It almost doesn't feel impressive enough to me. I'm not sure it actually pops out as much as I want it to. Put a balcony above the entrance. As in, at the top above the entrance, or have like a layer here above the gate? Something that sticks out. You might be right. Am I just doing this as I go? Yeah, there's no plan. BG above. Okay. Well, we'll give it a go. We'll take that suggestion. See where it leads us. Oh, you guys are too kind. Hang on, that's wonky. Why are you wonky? Where have I wonked you? Yeah, here's where I've wonked you. There we go. You know, I don't know if you guys know this, but plans are actually for wimps. And flying by the seat of your pants is the only way to build anything. You heard it here first. Oh, this is absolutely breaking my brain with this slab on top. I have to break that slab off. Do something like that? No, that doesn't match up nicely. We could put in regular blocks there. Then... okay, maybe all regular blocks. No. There's a profile for a balcony, I don't hate it. I want to bring it down a bit so it's not just... you know, a flat sort of Oh, I do love how the rain sounds, by the way, when you're like inside and you've got it hammering on the roof. I was talking about this the other day when I was streaming Call of the Wild. That is a game that has some absolutely beautiful, just kind of ambient noise things like the rain. Oh, I can do that. There we go. I think that was an excellent suggestion for Theoria. I think that looks much better. What I might do is I might make this section basalt pillar so that it fits well. Or possibly, in trying to do that, I will make everything depressed because of how the placement rules work. That looks much better. That does look so much better. That's grand. Let's stack these slabs on top now that I can compute them being there. Maybe not on you. You can be slabless. Might be you. There we go. How does this feel from on top? If you're on top, you're looking down. You've still got your nice little murder holes, which is nice. You can still look out across. Marvellous! That's an excellent suggestion, and that's why it's better to do this live than just kind of in your own time. That, and if I was doing it in my own time, I'd have to figure out things like how to do time-lapse recordings, and other such things that are horrible sounding to a tech novice like me. Let's get this bit filled over so we can decide what we're doing with it. Well, this bit should be fairly simple, because this bit should just look like this. So there's our good start. Now, what on earth are we doing here? Oops. We could just do that. I like that better. With the sort of slightly weird corner ones that we've got here. So it's a bit more dangerous if you're still on top firing down. But from the outside it looks more impressive, and I like how the wall fits there more. Okay, marvellous. And then, in theory, we can just break up the old copy-paste. Oh, the rain stopped. Marvellous. Is that all lined up nicely? That has. Excellent. My thinking is I'll work on doing the top sort of as if there's no wall, and then I'll decide what I'm doing with the wall. I suppose I could have the wall actually go down and then have a floor layer inside rather than it just connecting. That might be simpler to achieve. Oops, didn't want to do that, never mind. That would just look like this, and then a good level to whack a hole on the side. Probably a good level to whack a hole on the side. Oh, I don't even need this to be steps. This can just be on the slab. Can I get through this hole, please? Game. Thank you. Yeah, that probably works better. We'll put on a little jiggly thing there. Another murder hole? I'm not sure what other murder hole you're talking about this time. But it might just be me being slow, so don't fret unduly about that. Now we need to go up by 2. Do I play any other games? Yes, I play quite a few different things. On stream thus far, I'm actually going to really quickly flick so I can go and double check and make sure I don't miss any. On stream thus far, I've played Minecraft, Crusader Kings 3, The Hunter Call of the Wild, and then slightly longer ago I played Strange Horticulture, I've played Four-Sided Fantasy, the Stanley Parable I did a stream on. I've not been going for particularly long. 2 weeks apparently is how long I've been going for. I like a mix. I like a real mix of things. I'm particularly taken by anything where I can be creative, like Minecraft. And I love strategy games, which is why I've got CK3 up there. And although I'm not really clever enough for puzzle games, I'm avidly taken with a whole bunch of sort of small, weird puzzle games and mystery games. So like Four-Sided Fantasy, mainstream stuff like Portal, murder mystery stuff. I want to play. There's an Agatha Christie game that I've been meaning to play for quite a while. Oh my god, I didn't even do the back of this. That is called having ADHD. Where you get halfway through a task and they're like, nope, I'm going to do something else now. I started on the next tower early. That's fine. Thank you. Have I played Murder by Numbers? I have not played Murder by Numbers, BG. I do own it because it was in the Jingle Jam bundle. That's one of the ones that's a Picross style game, isn't it? Picross game's a theme of murder mystery solving. It's definitely on the list to look at it, but the only other Picross game I've ever played was the other one that was in the Jingle Jam bundle. And I thought it was fine. And I did play quite a bit of it, sort of distractedly at various points. But there was no point where I was like, gosh, this is sort of the best gaming system lots of other games should use Picross as their main mechanic. So that kind of didn't put me off, but it made me hold back for a while. Bob. There we go. Way in. I should put in the way in at the bottom as well. Oh, actually I shouldn't, because I don't know what level the exact floor is going to be at. That's fine. You enjoyed it a lot when you played it? Well, I'll give it a look. What am I doing? What am I doing? Oh, I was looking at how I'm going to finish off these sections of wall where they connect to towers. No, I was doing this tower first. One task at a time, Dizzy. One task at a time. Fun about PictoQuest, didn't like it. I liked the puzzle of doing a Picross. I didn't like the fact that the time limits were very severe. I didn't really think that it fit very well with the sort of RPG aesthetic that game had. Now, obviously, those are both problems that are going to be unique to PictoQuest. As a rule, I don't get on well with games that have too much time limit. It's one of the reasons why, although I played the original XCOM, which I adore, although it's ridiculously difficult for me, I've never picked up XCOM 2 because I know that most of the missions on XCOM 2 have turn-like limits. And that's just something I think would be too stressful for me, and I can't be dealing with that. The way PictoQuest handled the puzzles put me off massively. So how does Murder by Numbers deal with the puzzles differently? Is it just that it's not timed and that's a big enough difference? Here's another unique problem I haven't encountered before. We've got an even number of blocks on this side. Is it going to work fine if I just do this? We'll see. We'll see how we think that's working. It doesn't have the constraints. Okay, well that's nice. Pretty much just here's a Picross, solve it to get the clue. That's nice. That's something I can probably live with. Yeah, okay, I think this scheme is working. Oh, okay. I'll have to think hard about this as well, because here we've got another different kind of thing going on. I might just use you and sort of paper over it, honestly. Yeah, that's probably fine. How does it feel from being up on top? No, it doesn't feel too disjointed. Marvelous. Okay, we've got the tops of our towels now. So that's a completed frontage. I think I like how it looks. That overhang was a masterful suggestion. I feel like I want to do something with this over here, but I'm not sure what that would be. Might be something as simple as just having that there. No. Okay. Do I want to do this? Have you like that? Oops. Does that make it look more complete? It does actually, even though these aren't really usable. I don't know, I don't like the fact that they're not particularly usable. You know, I want this to be an effective fortification as well. Can I just do that? No, I can't just do that. This is a tricky one. How do I feel about that? That doesn't feel... That doesn't... I don't feel too bad about that. Oops. Fell down. You can see and shoot down. You can't... You have quite the same angle downwards as you do on the other ones. Every human chance. Yes. That was from a moment earlier when I was copy and pasting probably the section of wall up here, I think it was. And was trying to get them to stack in one direction. And the game was having none of it. Ah, here of course we have an entirely different challenge. No, I don't like it. I love how I've done sort of all of this fort. And apart from a very brief period when I was stuck there, it's all gone relatively smoothly. I've like tried one or two things and been like, yes, I like that. And then this 2x3 gap up here on the top. This is the bit that is now stumping me. That I cannot settle on something that I'm going to be happy with. I may end up just going for something like this. We'll deal with you in a sec. Try polish deep slate. You reckon introducing a new block? What does polish deep slate look like? Does this come in stair form? It does come in stair form. Okay, well I'll try anything once. Is this gonna... Because this actually fits more nicely with the polished basalt. And I don't actually hate the way that it sticks onto the side of that polished basalt. You know, that might have been a really good shout. Please keep your applause. Noted, I will keep all of my applause just for myself, and at the end of this streaming session I will give myself the biggest round of applause that you have ever heard, all for me and for the wonderful job that I've done on this castle just by myself, with no help. That's the wrong way around, that's why I'm having a problem with it. Smug much. I can be smug when I want to be. Okay, I think I've got that figured out. I think I'm happy with this configuration. And with the suggestion of the deep slate stairs on the side. No, I don't like that light though. Let's take no credit. Hang on. Oh, really? Is that really one letter too long to fill on the sign? There we go. There's your credit. You've got a little sign directly underneath the bit that you helped. And that will stay there for all eternity, and everyone who ever sees this will think, huh, wow, that was really helpful, Phelan Etheria. Except they won't think that because they won't know how to pronounce your name, because I didn't know how to pronounce your name. But apart from that, they'll think, huh, that was a really clever idea for these 2 blocks. Oh no. Did I really put... No, okay, I didn't put Polish. I was genuinely worried there. Okay, let's now we've got a 3 wide section. Just to drive me even more increasingly insane. I also haven't actually put the stairs in on this side, but that's fine. Oh, you're the wrong slab. So. What am I doing on this side? Yeah, when I've got 3, it's much more simple to just kind of do what I was doing already. Come on, game. Work with me here. I'm trying my hardest. Okay, there we go. Marvelous. Okay, on to the next tower. That made you upset. No, it hasn't. That's marvelous. Never can quite tell what isn't going to upset those stair blocks. I think I've put something down wrong. I definitely put something down wrong. Yeah, that's what I did wrong. That's right, I don't know if the sound effect is coming through, but there's one small sound effect that I get when placing this block. Right at the end there, that time, it goes clonk, and then there's a thwip at the end. And sometimes that thwip makes me think it's the start of a creeper explosion sound, and my brain just gives me like a small pulse of adrenaline, being like, ah, there's a creeper coming for you. Like a mini squelch? I suppose that's what it's supposed to be. It does suck. Now, what makes it suck even worse is that when an actual creeper is coming for me in survival mode, I don't have any kind of proper response. I just sort of flail around like an idiot and then get blown up. And this has happened many, many times to me recently because I started playing survival again. I just don't react like a sensible person. You know, when I hear a fake creeper from a basalt block being put down, I'm like, oh my gosh, creeper, fight or flight mode. When I see a real creeper, flail. I think there's a wet footstep sound. I don't particularly want to think of wet footstep sounds in general, so more power to you. Bop, block, stairs, stairs, slab. Oh, that's not a slab. Slab, slab, slab. There we go. Did I go over this side? Block, block, block. Oh my god. There, you stairs there, you stairs there, and then slab on you and you, like that. Marvelous, BG. How many blocks have I got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's a nice number. I like fives. I have, I think quite by accident, managed to make these little alternating wall segments line up quite nicely with the wall sections on top. Every single time thus far, even though I haven't been trying to do it even once. I'm very pleased with myself for that little accident. What did I do over here? Slab, 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 slab. Marker block. Wall. Wall. Do I have a Discord server? I do not have a Discord server. If I did have a Discord server, at least before today, I would have been the only one on it. So there would have been absolutely no point in me having a Discord server. I suppose that's the sort of thing I could look towards setting up. Here we want the same patterns like there. Here we want the same patterns like there. Hello there. I'm hoping that a little connection blip that I had is now all sorted. So can you all hear me / see me?
Speaking of the tweet people, please go like and...
Oops. It says not viewers, but that can't be right, you're here. Ah, okay. That means I can see people and people can see me. Hello? Uh... You can hear and see the "will be right back" on screen. Okay. Are we getting some serious delay? Well, as far as I'm aware, I'm back. I hope you can all see. You can all see and hear me. The game is back. Yay! Marvelous. Okay. We can all carry on with our lives. Yes. I have had about 2 streams ever that haven't had some kind of internet connection problem. It's sort of a thing that the powers that be that control the magic of connecting to the internet are aware of, and maybe fix at some point, but I'm not holding my breath. Let's put it that way. There we go. Roofed over. It's probably now hideously dark and spawning all sorts of horrible monsters inside the tower, but that's fine. Oh, I can't go in that way. I haven't put the door in that side yet. Oh, it's not spawning horrible monsters. That probably means the difficulty was set to peaceful, which I think is my default sometimes. Oh boy, the shaders are really upset with these corner stair blocks, aren't they? Really, really upset. I wonder how upset regular Minecraft is with them. Because regular Minecraft often has difficulty with light going through stairs. Yeah, even regular Minecraft is very upset with them. That's a shame. I feel like this has been a problem since time immemorial when building with stair blocks. I'm not going to be able to get out of here, am I? Hang on, let's do that. There we go. Yeah, let's have a quick flick around and see what my castle looks like from the outside without shaders. I feel like it's a lot less impressive. I feel like the shaders do a lot of work. Especially in allowing you to pick out kind of surface details. Which is, of course, why I have them on by default. In particular, I feel like this area, and especially at night, if I set my time to midnight, like, you know, this is just kind of a vaguely bright patch at night. When I turn my shaders on, it actually looks, you know, it's actually something to look at. Oh, blimey, that's a bit bright. But, you know, you can see kind of areas of like dark. You can see it looks illuminated in a way that it just doesn't. Your eyes. I'm sorry for your eyes. Also, I suppose for people who haven't seen it, this is the first proper building I built in this world. I sort of thought, you know, we're going to have this area where people spawn in, and then a big, bureaucratic, indentured servitude dependent nation. It needs to have a big old house to process them all in, and get some real paperwork going. So I made this little office building, with a little, I can't remember what they're called, little zigzag people processing queues, and a reception, and all sorts of things. Oops. So that's a cupboard under the stairs. These are the actual stairs. Yeah, and I made some sort of dystopian, small, dark, dingy offices. And then some slightly less dystopian, big, managerial, grand offices with large windows. Oh, what happened there? Maybe the ascend command doesn't like slabs. Hello, zombie. Super villain office. No, this is the very boring, mundane villain office, unfortunately. You know, this is where thousands of people have their freedoms taken away by people pushing paper. This is the supervillain office up here, a big, grand, imposing, menacing castle. Just need a spinning chair? I wish there was a spinning chair in Minecraft. That would be wonderful. Let's set our time back to noon. I will warn everyone, brace your... Actually, let's go inside, so that you don't have to brace your eyes quite so badly. Dip. And then I'll look outside. There we go. It's bright again. Who needs eyes anyway? I do. Because if I had no eyes, I would not be able to see to build this world. I mean, I'm sure there are sort of visually impaired compatible versions of Minecraft out there. It's so popular, I can't imagine no one's made that. But I certainly don't know how I would make this if I didn't have eyes. So it's best that we keep them at least for now. It's the wrong stairs. Where is that spider? Because the ground is very far away. Whoops. I nearly went and visited the ground. Let's not do that just yet. Maybe that's why I had it set to peaceful. Does Java have structure blocks / commands? It definitely has command blocks. I'm not sure if it has structure blocks. I remember seeing them on the wiki, but them being on the wiki might just be because they're in Bedrock Edition. So I will have to get back to you on that one. I'm not actually sure what structure blocks are used for. They're something to do with how, like, villages and stuff generate, aren't they? Because I know people who make some of the more technical maps for, like, competitive stuff. They use structure blocks, so I guess they must be in Java, right? When I say people who make technical stuff, I really sort of mean anything that's using commands. No, it's a cloning command. Okay. I have no idea about structure blocks. I don't know how I would use them if they were present. They are a mystery that I will probably never solve. Yeah, I've made Minecraft's. I made a Minecraft competitive map, but it's for the Race for the Wool mode, which most people haven't really heard of. But it's very light on all this sort of command block shenanigans, making custom shops and currencies and things like that, like you get in Bed Wars or whatever it's called. I definitely don't know how to do any of that stuff. But also nowadays, the fancier Race for War maps do use all of that stuff and do have segments cloning themselves or what have you, in a way that I just absolutely cannot keep up with. So what you're saying is it's a vanilla copy and paste command. There we go. Okay. I need to put slabs on these. Slab, 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 slab. I think our towers and walls for this first section might actually now be complete, which is marvelous. So we've got our gatehouse with the dual portcullises. I do probably want to put in some sort of murder holes there. Oh, fine. I'll change the difficulty to peaceful. It'll shut you up. Don't you start. There might not be a difficulty mode that stops you from spawning, but I do have a kill all command. Don't make me use it. Thought that pig was a zombie for a second. Ah. Can anyone tell me? So my plan, remember, is to have this be like the sort of entryway to the castle, and then have the keep proper situated on the rest of this hilltop. Can anyone tell me? Do not use kill entities. Can anyone tell me what the problem is with this courtyard area that I have made? I'll give you a clue. I'm looking at the problem right now. A cave. It's not the cave, no. The problem is that I've made a way in, and I haven't made a way out. I've just made a solid wall that you just have to ram your head against repeatedly. Oh dear. Oh dear. Why am I like this? Okay, so this whole wall section may end up having to be changed, depending on exactly what it is I do to put a gateway through here. Because I definitely don't want a big gatehouse like this. I want a small gatehouse. Make a peasant exit. Well, I mean, I suppose at some point I may want to put in like a sally port. That's a thing that people in Minecraft have and use. Not people in Minecraft, people in castles have and use. I'll tell you what, actually, there are enough caves under this castle that there is a massive security flaw. Like, just anyone can come in here. Does this go all the way to the top? Oh, my shaders are crying. No, I don't think this does go all the way to the top. That may be just you, failing Etheria. I honestly can't say I would recognise the beacon sound effect if you played it at me. No. Okay, what we're going to do is... we're not going to make a full-size tower for the inner gatehouse. We are going to make a half-size building. Put the beacon down right now. Why not? That was very anticlimactic. I probably need to put it on Smile or something, I suppose. Oh, there we go. Ooh. That's a very nice sound effect. Does the... No, okay, the line in the sky doesn't stay if I don't have stuff under it. Ooh, that's a nice sound effect as well. Ooh. You've got me thinking that actually maybe I want some of these beacons on my spawn build up here. You know what? Screw you, lanterns. Does it work on netherite blocks? Hang on. I love the noise these make when you put them down, by the way. You don't think it will? No, it doesn't. That's... Sorry. That's a real shame. I'll have to find something to put up here. Will it work on copper? Why don't I stay down here and try out all these different things? Alternatively... It sounds like a xylophone. Oh, okay. You forgot copper exists, it's so useless. But it looks really pretty! I really like it. I specifically like it when it's in this kind of 3/4 weathered state. I'm gonna have a quick look at the wiki and have a check. Which does mean I won't be able to see chat for just a second. Oh, the wiki reckons it should work on netherite. Maybe I was just being unusually dense? Oh, there we go. Yeah, I was just not waiting long enough. Is there a way? Is there a way for me to change the color of this pillar? Color of the beam may be changed by placing the blocks of stained glass anywhere above the beacon block. Okay. Right, we are definitely putting these on. Oh boy. Right, I think that should be a 3 square. There we go. Stained glass, yes. I saw this tinted glass in the creative inventory not that long ago, and I was like, "What on earth is this? How is this different to black stained glass?" And I haven't looked it up yet, but I really need to. What color do we want it? I definitely should have saved that hotbar, but never mind. Light blue, cyan, regular blue, white, green, lime. Oops, oh, hang on. That's okay. That's less good. No, definitely not. That doesn't change anything. Is this colour supposed to be white? Is this a problem with the shader? Is the shader changing the colour of this? Hang on. Use paints, they blend in. Will it work if I use paints? Yes, this colour is supposed to be white. Ah, yes, it will. And the paint is also completely invisible here, because it's just sort of somewhere inside the beam, which is marvelous. Okay, I'm liking that. Let's turn our shade back on. Maybe I'll actually update the shader at some point between now and the next Minecraft stream. You never know. It's a little bit of a wonky green colour, but I think it's good enough for our purposes. Again, hold your applause. You are coming out with all of the good ideas, it seems. I'm not saying it's a competition, but Big Bad BG really wants to step up their game. Speak of the devil, and they shall appear. Yes, much luck with the beacons, I think. Oh my god, no luck with me trying to fly. Oops, I missed one. Right, we now have 4 pillars extending up into the sky for these beacons. I think that's marvellous. So is B then G. Although, now that you mention it, the idea of saying Big Bad Beige does have some appeal to me. Right, how wide is this gate in terms of blocks? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 wide. How wide is 11 over here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hang on. I've really messed this up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 11 wide. And that's the gap there. That's 11 wide plus. No, we can do this. We can do this. And then to clear out all this hotbar and put back all of the stuff that I had before. Deep state just as a thing. You heard it here first, folks. Big Bad BG is apparently been called a lot of bull excrement in the chat. This is clearly bullying and a violation of terms of service. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to blanket, just straight up knock down, let's say this section of wall. Uh, 4 squares that way, 3 squares that way, 1 square this way. There we go. We'll also have to deal with these, I suppose. Okay. Can you guess the amount of will to live I have left? Well, you said earlier that you're like 16 or something, so I feel like you should have at least a little bit more than someone my age does. Pretty high, actually. Okay, that's what we like to hear. I don't have enough followers that you guys can just go around not having the will to live or what have you. I need you, dang it! Is this where Dis drops their age on us? No, not for as long as I can possibly hold out. I am young at heart, let's put it that way. Although actually saying I'm young at heart makes me sound a lot older than I am. Because that's the thing that old people say a lot, but you know. 32, 22. It's between those two guesses. And that's as much as you're getting out of me. I am stumm from here on out. I just realised I want this to not quite look like that. I'm going to want this to look like this. So we have core. Oh, this is a 4. This. No, this is also a 4. That's fine. Uh-oh, do we have holes in the wall? We do have holes in the wall. Why are you specifically upset? Also, you shouldn't be like that. You should be like that. The trick is they have 10 different ages. How would I have 10 different ages? I was every year for the first 10 years of my life, after I was born, on the same day every year, they put me back. I had to go through the whole thing again. Am I Kenny from South Park in this version of reality? You don't think so? No one has killed me off yet. There we go. Problem solved. Oh no! Oh no! I can't take that face. Don't use that face on me. You didn't know I could die in creative? Oh yeah, you can. You can do that, and you may be able to die by falling into the void. I'm not sure. There is a way to test though. Ah. Oh wow. Caves look good, don't they? Why am I on? I'm just gonna dig through the floor here. No one's ever gonna find out. Yes, I can die by falling into the void. Ah. Here's a problem with my spawn structure that I had not heretofore considered. It's possible to respawn on top of it. with no way to get down. Okay, I may have to put in some sort of little pool in the middle here, so that people can get down safely. Oh dear. My pronouns are they, them. But it's good to know all of yours. I will do my best to remember. There we go. A little safety pool for people to jump into if they spawn on top of here. This is your first test as you're new into the world. Can you successfully not splat like I would have just done? I must admit, I thought I had my pronouns in my Twitch bio, but perhaps not. I don't know if it's called a bio on Twitch. If you hit the 4, you get kicked from the world. Oh dear. We'll try not to be cruel. Oh, this is actually... These guys are on 2 different levels. Hang on. Is that the right height? No, that was 2 blocks too tall. I suppose this archway probably wants being as big as this archway, right? How tall are you? You're up here. Oh, so that's actually another 1, 2, 3, okay. Yeah, okay. That's the height level we want. Can you post a link? There's 2 answers to that question, Big Bad BG. The question is 1, are you allowed to post a link? And the answer to that depends on what it's linked to. Oh, to the pronouns plugin. Yes, you can absolutely post a link to that. The second answer is, are you able to post a link to that? And the answer to that is, I have no idea. But you can try, and if anything bad happens, I can always undo it. Yes, it looks like that's worked. Maybe that's something I want to turn off for future, but for now, I'm quite happy with that. Might be for the best to turn it off later down the line. Turn off being able to post links. You're absolutely right. There is a small caveat of me that requires me to find out how to actually turn it off. Might require one of the string bots. Ah, that's something I've not considered. Why don't I just copy this and paste it? That's why I have a copy and paste tool, after all. Oops. There we go. Art required. I've also acquired a little bit of grass with it, that's fine. That's higher up. Why are you higher up? That's better. There we go. Fix that problem. May want to actually make this little bit one level lower. There we go. Terraforming. Just carve a huge rectangle out of the land. Obviously, this sort of interior section will need to be sorted out on its own at some point. Raid. One raid from Fail and Etheria have joined. That's impressive. I'm not certain how you managed to be, I assume, streaming in order to have a raid and also to join me at the same time. But then many things of Twitch are mysterious to me. What am I doing? Oh, yes, I'm figuring out how this is going to look from the other side. Do I want this to be a square back section, like this is? I think the answer to that question is probably. What on earth has happened here? This is a complete disaster. this cutout section at the back here. It's an utter calamity. So I think I'm going to do the sort of tried, tested version of having you and then a series of steps and then just a brick wall. And I suppose on this side I'm going to need another arch, aren't I? just copy and paste this wholesale. That's fine. Now, okay, there's our arch. Oh, do we want to bring this out one or two further back so that there's... okay. Oops. I don't know what it was that I undid and redid. I think it's just pasting this that I undid and redid, so that should be fine. What space have we got up top here now? 3 blocks. Okay. Two blocks up top. That should be plenty of space. And from here... and swap you out. Like that. Alright, see ya BG. Thanks for hanging out and thanks for interacting in chat. It's always nice to see, you know, actual people around. And I hope you've enjoyed. Laters. Chisel deep slate. I don't know. I considered incorporating chisel deep slate into my block palette. I think that I have a couple of problems with it. The first one I have is that, especially when you compare it with the other chiseled blocks, it doesn't really stand out that much. You know, like it's kind of just some differently patterned squares. And the second, and you can sort of, I think, see it if I put in a block of chisel deep slate here, is that it's very slightly color different to the surrounding brick. Which is it's color different enough that it kind of vaguely bothers me, but it's not color different enough, like say the basalt, that it actually creates a standout contrast effect. So that's why it's not in the build at the moment. And there may end up being places where I put it on. You know, we're going to have a proper keep building somewhere in the middle, and that may end up being noticeably more ornate. And so that could have chiseled blocks on it, and potentially a slightly different palette as well to set it apart from the walls. I think for now, like at least just for the sort of the exteriors, I'm fairly happy with this moderately limited palette that I've got going on. Discord username. My Discord username is also Dis for Demise. I'm pretty sure. Yes, my Discord username is also Dis for Demise. We need to... do I want to do that? I don't think I do want to do that, you know. Hashtag. If that's my like Discord number or something, then I'm afraid I have no idea. Oh, what I can do here to save time is just replace air with the slabs. Darn, they say. I suppose that's also something I'll have to think about as to, you know, because I hadn't planned on necessarily doing much sort of Discord-based interaction, so I don't have a pre-prepared, you know, is this actually something, is this a medium I want to be on and interacting with people in like a creative sense with. So maybe, you know, maybe it's alright that I hold fire on that anyway, for now at least. Have I done something wrong here? I have done something wrong here. Slab, 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 slab. And we've got slabs on that side. Marvellous, okay. So here we have Junior Gatehouse. It's not, honestly, very junior. It's still pretty hefty. Do I want to have this as a smaller gatehouse? Because on one hand, this gatehouse is overlarge. You know, the gate is bigger than it perhaps needs to be. But on the other hand, if I make the second gate smaller than the first gate, then there are going to be some things which fit through this gate and don't fit through this gate. And in that hypothetical scenario, such a thing would have to just sort of sit in here. Maybe that's not the end of the world. I feel like the gate bit of this gatehouse is too big. Okay, we're gonna merc this. I'm gonna try a smaller design. Well, okay, so the portcullis only goes up to here. So the gate doesn't need to be taller than where my head is at now. Which is that level. Does that work as a gate that is... Oops, I've fallen in the hole. As a gate that is still impressively big, but smaller than the original gate? Or is this gate now too small? I'm going to go and say that I think that's okay. I think that's a solid enough gate design. Yes, okay. After this, just build these up. And then everything else. Set it like that. Marvellous. Okay. Yes, I think this much more restrained gate is something I prefer a lot. Oh dear. Yeah, sorry, we're probably about to have imminent connection problems, and I apologise. It's having some trouble though, apparently. Well, OBS... So OBS has a little, like, green, yellow, red connection indicator. And it's gone back to green. So I'm tentatively going to say that we may have got through this patch without having actual disconnect. There we go. Even if it also gets a little bit upset at me trying to actually switch back to the game I'm playing. Okay. Delay test message. That also includes a 2-second delay while I process what you've just said. There we are. Okay, we've survived. We've survived the connection difficulties. Marvelous. Oh my god, I'm having no luck whatsoever. Sometimes you... Sometimes you just gotta give up and use the command for it. What I really like about the sound, I hadn't quite noticed before I sort of started this series, is how the sound of the rain hitting stuff, you only hear it if you're near stuff for it to hit. So, if I'm down at the ground, then it's really strong. As if I'm up here, it's quiet and almost silent. And as I come towards the tower, it starts again, which is a marvellous thing that I would never in a million years have thought to put into a game if I was doing the sound design. Which is maybe why I don't do game sound design. But still, what a thing to notice. Nice one, thank you. I want to actually check, how have I done this here? So you come in at the bar, you come in level with that. Okay. I love the rain. I think I may have said this even earlier in this stream before there were too many people about, but I love a lot of ambient rain noises in a lot of different games. Is this right? There we go. And now we can just grab the whole thing. Fly up, whoops, land here. Copy it. Flip it. And plop it down on the other side. And we've got a nice tunnel. Marvellous. This will also need, I suppose, some sort of portcullis structure inside it. Oh yes, of course, that's why this arch has to be smaller than this arch. Because this arch, this gatehouse has to be tall enough to contain the portcullis. So this one, because we've got a smaller gatehouse, we have to have a smaller arch so we can have a smaller portcullis. That's reverse engineered logic, but it's logic nonetheless. Now we want you there, so we want you there. You make music, by the way. Oh, excellent. Do you have a SoundCloud or a Bandcamp? I know those are things that music people use. You don't now need me to tell you that I'm not myself a musicy person. Have a SoundCloud. There we go. Animations, marvelous. Little gatehouse. It slightly concerns me how high this hill is on this one side. Oh, the rain stopped. Oh, also, other thing I love about the shaders, the puddles. Not just that there are puddles, but the puddles persist for a little while after the rain. I think that's glorious. That's why this is my favourite shader, because I like how the puddles look. It's not the only reason, but it's a reason. Right, now one of the things I wanted to do is I wanted to have... so the gatehouse is going to need to have... Both gatehouses are going to need to have an interior on the ground floor. And in fact, quite a lot of the towers are going to need to have ground floor interiors. But it's important that any enemy... So the whole point of having this preliminary courtyard is that even after you've lost the main gate at the front, you can retreat through this second gatehouse, and you've got the whole enemy army captured in here trying to get to the second gatehouse, while you still can fire on them from all sides. And what that means is you can't be able to get up to the walls or the roofs from inside this little area. Because otherwise that would sort of defeat the point. Then all the enemies would just, rather than trying to take the gate, they'd just kind of pour up the stairs. Which would be difficult in and of itself, but you know, you'd lose the walls that way as soon as the enemy breached the main gate, which you don't want to do. So what I'm thinking is I want to have accessible ground floor levels for this gatehouse on both sides and this tower from this side. But those ground floor levels then won't connect to any of the upper levels. Because although that's kind of vaguely inconvenient for like traversal, it means that you can't breach the ground floor of this tower and then work your way up and go all the way along the battlements. And then the same for this mini gatehouse. I want it to have a ground floor level entrance, sort of here-ish. But to actually get up to the top, you might need to take the tower and get in from a higher floor. And that's one of the reasons why... So I've been intending to make... Hang on. I was intending to make one of these alternating stone wall patterns on the inside of this gatehouse, but I was waiting until I had the walls in, and also until I knew where that door was going to be. But this wall is actually really close, to the point where I'm not sure it's going to look good if I do it. I also need to double check. I should actually start at the top and work down, shouldn't I? Yeah, okay, that worked out. How am I thinking that looks? I'm thinking I don't probably want to do that on this side, because that'll be horribly uneven if I do it like that on this side. Unless I were to do two of them. No, I couldn't do two of them, because it doesn't line up properly. No, I don't like it. Okay. There we go. Okay, so we won't have this alternating wall pattern on the inside. We'll just have to leave it. It does give us more freedom with where we put our doors. Well, we fairly reasonably have a door in here. And door in, say, here. There we go. Obviously, at some point when I do the interior design, this will not be a grassy hillock. This will be some kind of nice floor. I think I definitely want these to be iron doors. I'll use stone buttons so that you can actually see them, I think. Oh, I lost my wall, idiot. There we go. Okay. So we've got doors that you can go into, and in a second we'll have doors that you can go out of again. There we go. So one of my goals for this kind of world build is that I wanted to have it be at least kind of vaguely functional, or at least seem functional and believable. That means you can't just have, big old castles with no actual usability. I have to be able to traverse into this area if I want there to be an interior area there. It's the same reason why I've made the walls 3 thick, so if I want to walk down them, I actually can. How are we looking? How are we looking for time? How long have I been up for? I think I've been going for about 3 hours, which is probably a good moment for us to stop, I think. We've made good progress. We've turned what was just most of a gatehouse and most of a tower and a wall, and we've taken that and we've turned it into something which is actually, a proper defensive structure. Which I'm really pleased with. And from here, certainly the remainder of the walls and towers, I think, shouldn't take us too long because we have our inline tower design. Uptime 1 hour 16:30. Is that including the last time the stream went wonky though? That's what I don't know. No, there we go. Yeah, so we've got our corner tower design, we've got our inline tower design settled down. So actually putting out the rest of the walls of the keep should hopefully be a fairly quick process. But that's everything I think for today. So I now have to do my little ending spiel, as everyone knows. If you've enjoyed watching and you're on Twitch, please do consider following me. I'm at disfordemise_, or if you're watching this later on YouTube, I am just disfordemise there, and please consider giving a like and even subscribing if you want more content like this. And you can follow me on Twitter, where I'm also at disfordemise, to get a little tweet every time I go live in future. All that remains for me to say is thank you everyone very much for watching, and I will see you all next time.